Hi. In this video we are going to see the implementation of shift registers using the software tool called Logisim. So if you go to soundforge.net and give the search word Logisim, you will get this page, and you can download this Logisim software and get it installed not more than 5 minutes. Okay, so let's see the brief introduction to the Logisim. Logisim is an educational tool for designing and simulating digital logic circuits. Basically, the main advantage of this tool is that with its simple tool bar interface and simulation of circuits as you build them, it is very simple enough to facilitate learning basically the most important concepts of digital logic circuits. So of course it's free, and Logisim is open source. It's a graphical programming language. Using that it runs on any machine supporting Java 5 or later version. And another important thing is simulating and debugging a circuit is very easy by the intuitive toolbar. Say for example, the color code wires will indicate the bugs. Okay, so with that introduction, we'll move on to the logic gate simulator. See, logic gate implementation. Okay, so once you download the software Logisim, you will have this screen to be visible. Here you could see so many tools available on the left hand side. Say for example, starting from wire, you have the clock inputs, and if you look at the gates, you have all the gates, and or see, it's going to be the pick and place function. And if you look at the plexers, you have multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder, decoder, and so on. And if you want to do the arithmetic operation, you have all the tools: adder, subtractor, comparator, divider, and so on. And if you come to the sequential circuit, you have all the flip-flops that is inbuilt, and here you don't need to use the discrete component to be built to get the shift register. You can very well use the D flip-flop as it is one of the built-in component, right? So then you have the input-output devices where you can use any of the output. Say for example, 7-segment LED matrix, and input you could use the keyboard, joystick, and button, and so on. Okay, let's do the implementation of 3-bit serial input, not single bit, 3-bit serial input, serial output. Okay, so let's start with that. See, we are going to use the 3-bit binary information. So as you all know, the number of bit would be the number of the flip-flops required. Okay, so since we are going to implement 3-bit serial in, serial out, I need 3 D flip-flop, right? So let me pick up from here. This is one. Okay, then I will just do copy, Control C, Control V. Okay, so this is, sorry. So this is the second flip-flop. Then if you want, you can take it from here also. Okay, so that's going to be your third. So just keep yeah. So now that we have 3-bit information, we are going to have 3 D flip-flop. Okay, next I am going to choose the clock. Okay, so where is the clock? In wiring. Yeah, so this is the clock. I will be using the clock. Okay, so next I need to pass on the input. Okay, so I will take it from here, right? So here you can see here add pin. So this is the input pin and this is the output pin. Okay, so I'm going to take this pin. So I will take this is my input pin. Then what else we need? We have the flip-flops 1, 2, 3. Then we have clock. Then we have the input. Then I would like to see the output, right? Okay. So then I'll just go to pick up the LED. Okay. So LED, as I'm going to have the serial out, I will take it from the last flip-flop, right? So since we would like to see the intermediate stages, I am going to just connect the LEDs to other flip-flops also. Okay, so just to observe the changes that is being occurred during the each clock pulse. Okay, so I will just do copy and paste. Okay, right, fine. Yeah, so now we have flip-flops, clock input, then your data input. Then I am going to observe the output at each flip-flop. So I am just taking 3 LEDs. That's it, right? So we have got all the required components. Then all what you have to do is, see, if you go and click over any of the component, you will see this green circle where you have to just click and join over here, right? So here I would like to tell you about the color on the color of the wires. Okay, suppose, say for example, if you have the dark green, which means that this dark green, which means that the wire is carrying a 1 bit 0 value, right? So because I am not having the any input here, say for example I am just connecting this to here. Okay, so which means that I am going to have the 1 bit information with 0 value, this dark green. And if you see the bright green, then the color is carrying 1 bit 1 value, right? This is 0 value. Okay, so when I execute, I will tell you how the color changes to bright green. So bright green carries 1 bit data with a value 1. And similarly, if you have a red wire, if you get red wire, it means that the wire is carrying an error value. Okay, the wire is carrying an error value. Similarly, the black wire, it is multi-bit value, right? So the color indicates what is that information that we are passing. Okay, so now that I have given the clock to the first flip-flop, and I need to pass on the clock to all, right? So what I'll do, I will just take it here and I will just simply connect. Okay, so it's very easy. That's why it is a very user-friendly tool. Okay, so now I'm going to use the SISO configuration. So the output of the first flip-flop will be the input to the next, right? So Q is given. Okay, then the output of the second flip-flop will be the input to the third. Okay, next. Okay, so as far as the connections are concerned, we have done, and I need to look at the output. Okay, this is going to be the serial output, and this is going to be the serial input. Since I am going to check the truth table, okay, or the logic table of this 3-bit SASO, I'm just going to observe the intermediate output. Okay, let's see that. Okay, so I will take the output and connect it to this. Okay, fine. So now so now that it is clearly visible, and I'm going to make the color change of this LED. See, as you click on the LED component, you will see the color is when it is off, what is the color, and when it is on, I'm going to choose here green color. Okay, when the LED is on, you will get the green color. Okay, so I'm going to pick up the color of the LED as green. Okay, so now that I have chosen the color of the LED when it is on. Okay, so now once have we missed anything? So we have 3 flip-flops, 1 clock, and that is being given to all the flip-flops. Then we have serial input that is connected to the first flip-flop. Then we have serial output that is going to be get from the last flip-flop. Then I want to look at the intermediate stage. I have this. Okay, now that we have done with the circuit connection. See, when you click over here, you could get the details about the flip-flops, right? So the trigger what they are going to use is the rising edge. Here you can choose whatever the trigger type that you want. Okay, so now how to execute that and make sure that the simulation enabled. Okay, then here you have this icon. This is poke. Okay, so I want to run the simulation, so I will just click over here, right? Then you can go and click on the flip-flop. See, the flip-flop now currently it is initialized to 0 0 0. Okay, 0 0 0. If you want to change it, you can always click over it and get the change. Okay, so this is 1, it becomes 1, and if you want to make a change over here, okay, so now I'm going to reset all the flip-flops. Okay, so now my flip-flops are in reset position. Okay, so now I'm going to pass the binary information 1 0 1. Okay, so this 1 is the LSB and this one is my MSB. Since we have set all the flip-flops to reset, which means in the absence of clock, I'm having all the outputs, right? So from the flip-flop 1, that is Q2, Q1, Q0, all are 0, right? So that is what the table shows. I am not applying any clock. I'm not giving any input. My output of the flip-flops are 0, right? 0 0 0. So let's pass on the first bit. See, as I said, I'm going to use 3-bit information, that is 1 0 1. Okay, let's see this. So I will go and click on my serial input data to 1. Okay, so as you can see, when the color changes to bright green, right? So this dark green wire represents it's a single bit whose value is 0, and this bright green represents this wire is carrying 1-bit information with the value 1. So I'm going to pass on my first data, that is LSB 1. Then I'm going to give the clock. So every time you have to give the clock. Okay, so that's the beauty of this in this tool. Okay, so now I'm just going to click on this clock. So as you see here, the first clock pulse, I'm going to pass on the first data, which is the LSB. I'm getting Q2 as 1. See, as you can see here, this is Q2, this is Q1, and this is Q0. Okay, so Q2 is 1, and Q1 and Q0 is not are 0. Okay, next I'm going to give my second data, that is 0. Okay, so as you see, this dark green wire is carrying 0 bit. Okay, so next I am going to pass on the next clock pulse. See, next clock pulse. Okay, so when I apply the next clock pulse, as you can see, whatever the information that is being given, that is passed on to the first, that is Q2, right? Q2 is 0 and the previous value of this Q2 is moved on to Q1. So now Q1 is getting on. So let's see here. During the second clock, my input is 0, that is being captured in Q2. Then whatever the value that was in Q2, that is moved to Q1, right? And whatever the value that was in Q1, that is getting moved to Q0. So you get 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0. Okay, next I am going to have my third bit, that is the MSB 1. Okay, now I am just, clock is on. Now I will just switch off the clock. Then again I will give the clock. Okay, so now you can see whatever the data that I am giving, that is appearing here 1, and you can see that is 1, and this previous value of this Q2 is getting moved to Q1, 0, and the previous value of Q1 is getting moved to Q0, which is my LSB. See, as you can see here, this is going to be the serial output. I got 1, the first bit, that is LSB. Okay, next I am not going to provide any of the data, right? Because my data is 3 bit. I am done with that. So I will just switch off. Then I will just switch off the clock. Then I will switch on. So now you can see 0, 1, 0, which is the fourth one, right? As you can see here, 0, 1, 0. This is my second bit. So first bit we have already got, and this is my second bit. Now what I'll do, I will just, my input would be 0. I will just apply another clock pulse. So I will get 0, 0, 1, which is my MSB. See, as you can see in the table, 0, 0, 1. So which is my MSB. So I have passed the serial input, that is 1, 0, 1. After the fifth cycle, I would be able to get the serial input 1, 0, 1. So as you can see in the table, at fifth cycle only, I'll be able to get my valid input, that is 1, 0, 1. So this is about SISO shift register, serial in, serial out shift register, that we have implemented in the logic sim. Thank you.